Hello everybody, and welcome to the 7th episode of my Create Astral Let's Play series. Last episode we finished off by going to the moon. You can see I'm in my donning my full moon space gear. Even filled my oxygen up in case I had to go back to the moon. So what I want to do this episode is last episode, as I mentioned, we finished off going to the moon and we're able to get caged blazes, which we can use for heated items in recipes that need the cauldron over here. So now that we have that, what can we do? Well, we made brass last episode, finished it off. And with brass, we can make brass funnels and brass tunnels. Those are both very important to me because I can use them to filter stuff. So I don't have to do stuff like over here where I have them both sucking out like here. I can actually make it a lot easier to deal with than doing something like this. So, what I want to do now, as you guys can probably tell, I cleared a giant area out over here. I need to get some bread actually because I'm getting pretty hungry. I cleared a giant area out over there so I can make a little bit of a factory. Now, because how Create is, I think Create is a very good... Where's my bread? Where's my bread? There's my bread. Those are the blaze burners I was talking about a second ago. There, I got my bread. I lost track of thought. Right, factory. So, there's a couple things I want to do this factory over here. Now, the first thing is, I think Create is a very aesthetic mod, so I think Create looks really good when it's outside. So I plan on having it be a semi-out exterior, I guess, looking factory. What I also have to do here, you can probably tell there's an area over there and an area over here. This area will be have a lot of the automations that are stuff like this. But over there I'll have things automated like trees. I'm definitely going to automate the trees over here because I want to automate rubber as well. And I'll also automate other plants like our kelp farm or I guess my semi-automatic kelp farm that I have where I had to go harvest it every now and again. But I want to get stuff like that automated. I'll probably also automate wheat because I want bread and stuff. And also I want to automate myself making bone meal because bone meal is used to make things like calcite. And calcite and other things it can be used to make calcite, can be used to make diorite, which can be used to make granite, which can be used to make I guess I already have andesite automated over here. But this will all be moved pretty much to a nicer place over there. So now that we have all that kind of said and done, what do I want to do right now? The first thing I want to do is I want to build the platform as I mentioned. Then after I get a platform built, what I think I'll do after that is get a power source going. And with those blaze burners, I want to actually build a steam engine. Now, I might go back into the end, not the end, I guess, go back to the moon to capture a few more blazes because I would like to get 9 blazes. Or 9 cage blaze burners because that seems like a pretty good one for me to get a decent amount of power from. I would like to get as much stress units as I can out of this, which is why I'm doing that. Which you're probably also wondering, okay, so how's it going to power the blaze burners? I will probably set up a actually, no. I will probably set up a windmill of probably a better one instead of a trashy one looking like this. I'll probably set up a windmill that solely powers my farms because my farms will be used to power the burner. So I want my farms to always be running no matter what. Even if for some reason the blaze burners go down, it'll still be fine because I'll have solar, or I guess wind power for that. And I'm really happy to take this down because it just looks so incredibly broken, honestly. But again, the windmill will pretty much only be used for powering my farms that will keep the factory running. What I do plan on doing is automating as many of the resources as I can. So I'm going to be automating iron, of course. I am going to be automating, well, I guess flint because I'll need to get cobbled deep slate because cobbled deep slate is used in the Seaver to get both copper and redstone, which I both would want a ton of. We can use it to make stuff like redstone, rose quartz over here. And we can get the quartz by getting diorite, sorry, not diorite, no, it is diorite. And diorite can be made by calcite, which if you come over here, we can see calcite is made by using lava, gravel, and bone meal. And calcite is then used with flint and lava to make diorite, which we can then use if we want to make granite. So there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do with that, and I'm going to go upstairs because I can sleep. But pretty much, I want this factory to start automating resources. We've gotten to the point where I can't continue on with the questing, but I don't want to do mining anymore, that I don't have to. So if I can automate as many resources as I can, I would really like to do that. And with how prevalent the use of copper is, I think it makes sense to automate that as well. And I'm also going to automate things like tin as well. So I will bring you guys back in once we start, or at least once I finish a base plan, and I'll probably end up getting myself, I think I had 4, if we include that burner, I have 5 burners. Actually, I'll probably get 5 more because I want to keep one of these for manual crafting. As I was building stuff up, guys, I realized I probably should tell you a little bit about what I was doing. So it's kind of the base that I have so far, and I'm using worn bricks to do it. Worn bricks are pretty simple. You get them by smelting down bricks, which is smelted from clay. I've been throwing my clay into here to get bricks, And then I've been throwing the bricks back down to get myself more of the worn bricks. I don't know if that was actually in there enough, so I'll just throw it down here now. So that's kind of how I've been getting those bricks. I pretty much AFK'd overnight, so I get myself more clay. You can see I'm already back down to very little clay. But what I ended up getting myself a copper excavator and a copper sledgehammer because I plan on putting all the ore processing down below. Not ore processing. I guess kind of the ore processing. I plan on putting resource generation down below. So kind of the stuff over here that we see. I want that down below because I don't think this will look good above the ground. But I want all the like the making the andesite casing, making the copper casing, electron tubes, sturdy sheets, and what was this one over here again? Copper or redstone circuits. I want that to all be upstairs because that's cool looking stuff, and that will look good upstairs. But again, like I want like all the iron nuggets, copper nuggets, clay, gravel, deep slate, copper, or I already said copper, tin, and all those things to be created downstairs. So you guys, because I just don't think they look as good. This will probably be downstairs as well because again, it doesn't look that good. And on all the stuff here, all the stuff up here, I'll also be making too. Now I plan on pretty much at least this episode is at least getting all the resources over here automated down there. Now, I know we'll have probably next episode move all this stuff over there too, but that, I think, would be too much to do all in one episode. So this episode is pretty much going to be building the actual thing and then getting resources being built. Next episode will be getting everything we have here automated and other stuff automated as well. I just thought I'd mention that pretty quickly because I don't think I made that clear earlier when I was talking about building this area out. Alrighty guys, this is what I have made up so far. I'm not fully sure what I want to make inside here. I'm going to build a 3x3 boiler in the middle here, so that's why I don't have anything kind of built up just yet. And I don't have this thing kind of built out yet because I'm not sure how it's going to look first, and I kind of want the boiler or the steam boiler to actually be put in first before I start kind of messing around with some other stuff around here. So I also cleared an area out down here. This is 6 blocks tall, and down here is where we're going to get things automated, like the resources as I mentioned over there. We're going to get automated iron, automated tin, automated copper, automated redstone, automated quartz, automated, I already said automated redstone, but pretty much all the resources we're going to have automated down here. Oh, and andesite as well. Flint as well, because I think we need flint for some recipes as well. I will also build another one of those lava things down there because a lot of recipes need lava in them. For example, the quartz recipe. Let's see. You crush diorite to get quartz. To make diorite, you need lava, and to make calcite, you need more lava too. So that's kind of why I want to get some lava going over here as well. And over here, what I need to build next is I actually need to build a farm. I'm thinking about building a tree farm. The reason I want a tree farm is because I want to turn it into charcoal, and the charcoal, actually, I don't know if this is important or not. Well, I think it's kind of semi-important, but what you can do with charcoal, which is very interesting, if you put it in front of a nether fire, I guess you call it, you actually get coal out of it. And I kind of want to turn it all into coal because I feel like coal is going to be much more useful. And what I want to do then is use the, I don't know what they're called. They're called arms? Yeah, mechanical arms. I want to use mechanical arms to input the coal into the blaze burners down here to get them all going with that. So I think that's kind of my plan with that. So what we're going to do now, guys, is now that we have this all going over here, I don't want to build the steam boiler just yet. I want to go start building the farms over here. I'm going to have probably 2, maybe 3 farms. I at the very least don't want to build a tree farm, so let's just go ahead ourselves and build a tree farm. And if you guys are wondering, the tree I'm going to use to build a tree farm with is going to be the rubber wood. And there's a couple of reasons for that. A, rubber wood can be turned to charcoal. B, rubber wood can be turned into tree sap. And tree sap can be turned into rubber, which is vital in this mod pack. So I'm going to make a tree farm with that. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is, let's see. Oh, one thing too is the tree farms are all going to be made out of windmills because windmills are pretty much infinite power, and I don't want my farms to ever run out because they'll be feeding my big boiler right here. So I want my boiler to always be pretty much active because it's not depending. The boiler isn't giving the power to make the tree farm one, which is giving this resources to run. That's why I'm going to make a windmill for that over there. And I will start breaking some of this stuff down, but I still need this for now, so I'm going to keep it up for at least for the moment. the tree farm should be set up correctly now. What I have here is a pretty simple way of doing it. In here, I have the saplings as the filter for all of them, as you can see. I have saw blades out in here, and by the way, these things will hurt you if you touch them. Just a heads up. Well, at least while the machine's moving. And back here, as I said, I already have those. And I have 4 barrels here because I thought that'd be good enough. And I do have my saplings in this barrel right here. Now, this is emptying into a barrel right here. However, I do plan on having this drop into a funnel or something down below so we can have all the things be kind of measured out down there and kind of go its own separate ways. We'll probably have some sort of storage that we have for like those crude storage over there. Will be connected to something like that. But for now, I'm just doing a barrel for a general proof of concept, and then we can always kind of make it go further along once we figure out how to do more of that. But I think what we're going to do right now is just get myself some of my shafts out. And all I should have to do is connect this right here. And I have it facing backwards. So what we'll do is we'll right-click this again. We will put this back in. See, I need to go this way so the blades hit it. So the easiest way to fix that is quite simple, honestly. I just take out another gearbox, and I put it on there. So I could put this gearbox pretty much anywhere, but I might as well put it at the edge right here. So there we go. I can pick this guy up, and you can see it does. I need to get out of my way. I'm gonna get killed by this thing. We can see here when it chops this tree down, it should be outputting into the air. There we go. So what we can do from now is we can pop this guy right here and have that get popped right down there. And that should all be then inputted into the barrel right here, right? No? Well, it also may not have anything in it right now. So now that we have this going, if we can sneak our way back in here. This is only using 64 per tick. Sorry, not 64 per tick, 64 stress units. Which means we have a great deal we can use to make other farms over here. Because remember, all my automated farms, for the most part, are going to be something like this in the back area. Over here, what I'm probably going to do next is I want to get wheat automated, and probably maybe 1 or 2 other things. I think I want wheat, carrots, and potatoes automated over here. And they're all going to be layered on top of each other, so it's going to be kind of like an interesting looking greenhouse. But it's going to be similar to this, and that it's going to have a cool harvester. I think, what's it called? Is it the plow or is it the I think obviously it's probably the mechanical harvester I'm going to do. But the nice thing about the mechanical harvester is, unlike trees where you have to have those things are going really fast. But unlike the trees where you have to have the deployer, the harvester won't break the block, it will replant the seed automatically. So that's what I'm going to have over there. But the main reason I wanted this little farm to get going here was... Is that not going to get that tree? Was because I want to get... I don't think it's going to get that tree. Well, shoot. Sorry, I'm blanking out right now for some reason. Was because I want to make charcoal into coal to power the burner over there. I'm going to actually just modify this quickly. Hopefully I don't get hit. Yeah, can't stop me. And I'm going to remove this one right here, because it seems like that one's not doing much. So I'm going to take these guys out, and it probably should be enough to just chop this tree down right here. I'll just use my big axe. Hopefully we'll see if this... Actually, that should be fine keeping it like that, because that should still be able to chop it down. Now, run away! Yeah, it's chopping it down, nice. And you can see it chopped that one down. As long as it's... Pretty much as long as it's connected, it'll chop it all down. You can see here, as I was measuring, it's only dropping one piece at a time, which is why I want the brass funnel. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is probably work on a way for this to automatically turn the charcoal into 2 things. I want it to automatically be turned into A, charcoal, and B, sap. So that's what I think we're going to do next, and probably going to still base off of the power source right here. I know this is a little bit of a different thing that I said I was going to do. I said I was going to do processing down here of turning the logs into both tree sap and rubber. But as you guys can probably tell, I didn't do that. I started working on the farm area over here. Now there is a couple reasons I chose to do that. And the first big reason is, honestly, I don't think this is going to be enough stress units for me to run all the processing I want to have for both of these guys over here. So remember, I need to have at least one crusher that's crushing these logs into the tree sap, and then having it go into a mixer where it's going to get mixed into rubber. as well as I'm also going to have to run this machine over here, as well as the composting machine over here to get it all going. So I was like, I don't think the 8,192 stress units will be enough. So I said, why not just quadruple it? So what I'm going to do on here is probably somewhere near the middle of all this, I am going to put these uh, windmills on each of the 4 areas over here. That way, I think it will be very useful so that we can kind of have, I guess, 4 times, well, no, it will be 4 times, not I guess. It'll be 4 times the stress units. It'll be about 36,700, whatever that might be for stress units. And I think that will be able to do all the, I guess, the stress units I want for my production over here. Now, I guess what I'm going to do now, because I kind of want to give you guys an update on why I wasn't doing that right now, but what I'm going to do now is I want to get all the harvesters on this right here, as well as the portable storage interface. I want to be able to get a way to get all of the portal interfaces connected into one chute down here, so I'm probably going to put chutes all the way down here, and I'll have the portable interface be, sucking, or I guess kissing right here, so they can transfer all the items over here, all the way up here on this side. I think that will do it pretty well, and then down there I can work on changing it. Now, I also think I'm going to pretty much, I'm still, I think, I know I said I was going to do wheat, but I think for ease, I'm actually only going to do carrots. And there's a couple reasons for that. A, carrots only have one output, which is carrots. And potatoes, they all, the poisonous potato output, which I don't want to deal with. So that's why I think I'm only going to use carrots, because it'll be the easiest thing for me to do in this moment, at least that I believe it would be. So that's kind of my plan right now. So when I'll bring you guys back in, I'll have, at the very least, I'll have all the harvesters on here, as well as the portable interfaces, probably as well as maybe 1 or 2 storage units. What I'll also have is the chutes going down here, and I may or may not have the windmills put up yet. And I'm probably also going to take this windmill down, because I will have 4 mills on here, and I can just get the extra resources from there to put onto this one right here. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I did not actually move this panel over here, and there's a reason for that. And you guys can probably see it right here. I needed my power to come down some way, or I guess my stress units shafts to come down some way, and I kind of brought it down over here. As you guys can also see, what I did do, let me get my wrench back out. When I wanted the shafts to come down here, I wanted to be the kind of nice looking, so if you actually right click it, you can see the items go in and out of it, so I thought that'd be kind of fun to do that. And I did drop an item at the very top, so I did able to confirm that I was only able to come down here. That's the whole reason I have an extra barrel down here, which is I wanted to make sure if it would work or not. So, what else did I do? I guess one other thing I did too was I was kind of, before building that, I tested it out over here by seeing if I could just drop something in here and see if it would work, and it did work. You can see this guy is full because I've been just using this so much. In fact, you can see right there my cursor is. There is a mill right there, and I actually started milling all this stuff so I could keep opening space up for this so it wouldn't just clog up and stuff. Now, what I noticed when building this, as you can see, I did connect it to power down here off this one just to get a good gauge of this working or not. But, as you guys can see quickly, when I attach it to power, something happens. I didn't do the water correctly. And by that, I mean I didn't take into account that when the thing is moving, it becomes a kind of invisible block. So, to fix that, what do I have to do? It's honestly actually a very easy fix. All these places where I need to break that. Wait, what? Oh, nice. Oh, nope, right there. So all these places where I have the slabs, I guess, or super glue on there. I may have actually super glued it. Boop, boop, boop. So all these places with oak slabs, I'm gonna have to change them to oak stairs, because when I change it to oak stairs, they should be able to make. Let's see. I'm probably gonna need 5 sets because there's 5 levels. This way I can kind of make it so the water doesn't go down. So I should break these guys right here. And all I should have to do is not turn that, is go right here. Now this means the backside's a complete solid block, so it will not be able to go over it. Now I need to get in there and break this one using a little sneaky hands. Then if we can go right there, that should block that guy off. And let's get a little bit of bread eaten up here. And all I should have to do to do that, to fix all the rows. I just wanted to mention to you guys that don't make the same mistake I did. You're probably going to have that happen to you. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I am going to fix all the rows for that and bring you guys back. And I'll also probably take this guy down and replace it with the power from here. Now, I do have it brought down into 2. I purely did that because I thought it looked good. I'm going to connect these guys both right back up the second I get back down there. I just thought it would look good doing this. So that's the whole reason I did this. And honestly, when I was doing stuff like this, I didn't realize how useful chain drives were. Because if you come down here quickly, let's see, actually use my shovel. Get my Modpack right here. Modpack, if you're wondering, does kind of as a shovel as well, so it's kind of nice to use that. But chain drives, super nice. I got them as a quest reward earlier, and I realized these guys are awesome. I'm going to make more of them, so I ended up making more of them to use. So chain drives, I'm probably going to have these connected with chain drives, because I don't know if you guys know, but where my chain drives are, they are. You can actually, so what I think about doing for this is you can have a chain drive going right there, and right there, and these are all connected. Do I have any hand crank with me? No, I don't have a hand crank with me, but these guys will turn from power in here. Or what I'm going to do is put power in both of those and have it come out into one power like this right here. So I thought that'd be a pretty cool way of doing it. But as I said, I'm going to probably pull this guy down, connect these power up to both of these machines over here, as well as replace all of these slabs with stairs, which I think will be the best for us. All of the slabs have been replaced with stairs, so you can see there's no water flowing, and I've been slowly but surely collecting, all of the, if I can get in there, all of the carrots that are coming in here, and just keep on replanting them. Pretty much just coming in here and going, if I can get in correctly, and I'm just coming in here and planting it all on up. But as you guys can all see, I did take down the windmill that was right here too. Now, what I also did in the meantime was I did clear another area down here. I don't know how much space I was going to need, so essentially what I'm going to do over here is a couple things. I'm going to get all the rubber, all the sap, and all the charcoal done in this area over here. And additionally, what I'm also getting over here done is turning all this stuff into, what's it called, bone meal. And that's kind of what I kind of have planned to do next, is over here I want to make all of the automated tree sap. I guess because I want to keep tree sap too because it's needed for some recipes, so I want to get tree sap, rubber, charcoal. I guess I'll have to make a place for the saplings and the sticks as well. And then over here, I will have a barrel for carrots, and I'll have a barrel for, what are they called? Bone meal. I don't know why I couldn't think of that for some reason. Yes, but that's what I'll have over here, is those resources I just mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and start building that up. And I'll probably bring you guys in incrementally as I'm building it, because as you guys know, I can't build at all. Alright, I can't do mechanical stuff like this at all when I have people talking to, or I guess when I'm trying to talk to you guys, because I'll just done goof it up the entire time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ahead and start building those, and once I get some stuff being built up, I'll pop you guys back in. I haven't actually started working on my factory yet, but I did want to do this before I continue going on. Is I don't want to make gear gore like this anymore. I want to kind of simple it down, and the best way to do that is with a rotation speed controller. What you can see for that, I actually need a precision mechanism and a brass casing. Brass casing is easy. I have brass. I can just put it into the basin, and I already have copper casing, so that's fine. But the precision mechanism is what I need to figure out how to do right now. And to do that, I need a cogwheel, I need a large cogwheel, and I need some dash ingots, which I do already have in here. I did already make one. I just wanted to. I realized I probably should do it with you guys too on here. But by going through here, we can get this going. Now, the reason I want to do this is a couple of reasons. A, these speed controllers are just significantly better to use. B, I want this to look good when I do stuff over here. The stuff I had right here, this was my messy area. That's why I didn't mind this all being messy. But there, I don't want to be messy at all. So using these speed rotation controllers, I should be able to deal with a lot of that whole mess I would have otherwise. Hopefully we can get this one done so I can show you guys what it looks like. But even if I don't, I did already have one crafted up. And it just got us right back to gold sheet, which I guess is fine. But I did have already one crafted up. So all I should have to do now is we can run up here. We get my bread back in the inventory right here. And we can just pretty much pour the thing that I already conveniently have ready for us with 2 brass ingots in here to get ourselves the brass casing. Once it decides to finish, hopefully it's not a very long one. Come on, go faster. Go faster. And it pulls right out into there. And with this, we get a whole bunch of quests complete. Let's just get all this stuff collected. Nice. We'll just pull the saplings in here for now because I don't need them. So we take our brass casing and we take our precision mechanism and we get ourselves a speed controller. So I guess let's just okay, this has a lot of stress left, so let's just come over here. What we can do with this, I will just come off right here. Why not? So you can see right here, we can change the speed it's coming out, and that changes. If we can look there, don't really see it changing over here. But what you do is, let's see, where's my suitcase? There it is. If we take a cogwheel, we put it in here, you can see it's moving very slowly, even though it has this speed coming out. But what you can do is you can increase this all the way to 256, and you can see it just goes so much faster. Unless we got an achievement, engineers hate him. So I wanted this because this is just going to make life so much easier. And this also goes both ways too, so you can actually change the direction of it as well. There you can see it's going to speeding this way. So I just thought I'd mention this, that this is something I'm going to be using. Can I use an axe for this? Yes, I can. This is something I'm going to be using in my machine down there. I'll probably make a couple more of these because I don't know how many I'm going to need. But I think having at least 2 or 3 of them won't be too bad to have. I should have this tree part automated over here. Or pretty much, I just have to connect the funnel over here. Or I guess the chute right under there. So what does this do? First, it sucks out all the things from the barrel over here, puts it onto the belt right here. Circ's fault, it sucks out sticks, and it sucks out rubber logs. The sticks are just there because I need to get the sticks off somehow, and I might as well try to figure out something I can use them for later. The rubber is then inputted from the side and outputted over here. As you can see, it's kind of doing its thing. This then is inputted into the sap right here, which is then inputted into here, which then then turns into rubber in here, then the rubber outputs into the chest, or the crude storage unit right here. I do plan upgrading all these storage units eventually. I just only have available easy access to crude right now. Rubber saplings are over here because I just need to get rid of them somehow, so I thought I might as well just put them in there and just collect them in case I want to use them for something. What I also have over here is a fan, which is blowing over here into this hopper right here, which is going into a charcoal storage unit right here. Now, this doesn't need to have filter on it because it can't put anything besides charcoal right now. What is also, this is double purposing as, is any overflow items get thrown into the lava, so I don't have to have my belts back up. So if I have any extra sticks, or if I have any extra rubber saplings, they'll get thrown into the lava right here, coming out the backside right here. Now, all I should have to do to activate this is just put the chute right here. We should start seeing a whole bunch of stuff come down. I can see the sticks get picked up by the stick one. It might only be spotting out sticks right now. Logs should be coming right and getting sucked into there. If we do this, what we can probably do to get this relatively quickly done is just get a whole bunch of these sticks out here, and see in one moment sticks will stop coming down and we'll start getting logs. Hopefully we get enough where it starts letting some logs go by. It may be going too fast for that, but hopefully we can get at least something going by. If not, I can always just simulate it by getting a stack, or I guess a stack over here, throwing it back here, and then you can see it's gonna come out over here and get dropped down over here. And once it starts dropping over here, what we're going to see is in a moment, well, I guess whenever it decides to go for it, it will turn the charcoal, it will turn into salt with the charcoal. So now that we have this set up, we have our power source for our boiler that we're going to put right here in the center. Now, I know I said I was going to turn to coal. I don't actually think I will. At the very least, I don't think I will just yet, because charcoal should be used just fine to be able to be used in a blaze burner like everything else here can be. And I don't really have a reason to not use charcoal right now, so we're going to kind of stick with charcoal for the moon point right here. So what I want to do now is, now that I have this going, I want to get automatic bone meal going, which honestly should be very easy. I have to get my chute, which is going down right over here. Probably bring it down somewhere over here. I'll have to get a belt going all the way. I probably should be going up here. I'll have to get a belt going all the way from over here to somewhere probably right around here, where I will then just simply put it into a hopper, which will then go right into a composter. And that should be honestly very easy itself. And right next to that, I'll probably also have a second drawer that I can use to put in any of the extra carrots that I get from that, which I'll probably be able to work on next. Now, this should just be completely automated now, just going on forever. I could probably set up some sort of redstone to turn it off, but I don't honestly know how I would do that right now, so I kind of think this is at least good for how it is. We can always come back later and update this, because I do want to work on, just updating my stuff this season. Because like last season, or last series, I didn't really do a lot of updating, but this series I definitely plan on doing a lot of updating for stuff that needs to be updated. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to get myself ready to start making the bone meal over here. Honestly, guys, automating this was incredibly easy. Incredibly easy, honestly. So essentially, we get carrots going into the composter, which then puts it into the bone meal down here. So it automatically inputs into here, and then this automatically outputs and inputs from backside. So how does this work? We come over here. We can see very simply. I have shoots coming out of the barrel right here, going all the way down into a funnel right here, which is going into here. Again, this does not need to be a brass funnel because this can essentially input infinite amount, and it doesn't have to be filtered because this is locked, as you can see, and will not accept anything but carrots. And carrots are also going to be the only thing on this line anyway, so it shouldn't matter in that point anyways. And this will eventually back stuff. I do understand that. I don't know what I'm going to do with the back stuff yet, or if I'm going to just work on some other thing for this to be worked on. I don't know if I can have carrots be used for anything else, but this is going to produce a lot of carrots. This will produce a lot of carrots. So we'll see how we're going to do that. It looks like I have to fix that right there. That shouldn't be too hard to fix though. Probably have to fix it on all the levels. I'm guessing then. Yeah, probably have to fix it on all levels. But that is fine. So I think this is actually a very good place to end the episode, guys. We built the entire, I guess, start of our industrial park over here, where we'll have our boiler in the middle there with all of our cool fancy automations over here. We built a tree farm over here. We also built ourselves a food farm over here and a bone meal farm, turning all this wonderful carrot stuff into bone meal that we're going to have down here. And I probably shouldn't be taking myself damage right here. And of course, as I mentioned, we have bone meal automated and carrots automated. We also automated ourselves charcoal, which we can use to power that boiler I mentioned earlier. We additionally have sticks, rubber saplings, which I guess these two aren't really that useful, but maybe I can find a use for them in the future. We also have our rubber logs over here that we can use for whatever we want, and it looks like actually it looks like it's going really fast here, so it looks like it's turning that into the sap, which is it looks like it's already backstuffed because rubber. It looks like it's already done, which is super nice. And once that backstuffs, this will start backstuffing as well, which will then start activating our charcoal production back there. Now, I definitely, as I mentioned, I think this is a good place to wrap the episode up. We did a whole bunch. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode. Next episode, what I plan on working on is probably more of the resource generation. So like the iron nuggets, copper nuggets, redstone, quartz, etc. I think that'll be a good thing to do next episode. And hopefully after we do all that, we'll be able to work on our automations up there. Now, I don't know if that all the resources will take 2 episodes. I guess we'll see. I don't think it will, but I really think I should be able to finish all the resources next episode. So next episode should be automating resources completely, and then we can start automating our fun stuff up on top of here. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching this 7th episode of my Create Astral Let's Play series. I'm having a lot of fun with this, honestly. I'm really looking forward to just continue with this mod pack right now. Next episode, we'll be working on all that resource automation. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next episode. Bye, guys.